Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Market Report on Cointelegraph. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. Got an action-packed show. We're going to be talking about the best projects on Terra today. Super excited to have you all with us. Thank you for joining from around the globe. I'm your host, Benton, and we're joined by our resident experts, Jordan Finiseth, Marcel Peckman, and Sam Borgi. Jordan uses his background in psychology and human behavior to spot emerging trends in crypto. Sam Borgi is a business editor at Cointelegraph, where he brings a decade of experience in economic analysis and financial market writing. Marcel Peckman applies his 17 years of experience trading derivatives, options, and futures to the crypto derivatives markets. Fellas, another week, another market report. How are we feeling?
Well, Benton, to be honest, a local crypto Brazilian website called me this week, and they were asking if Bitcoin remains below $50,000 during an escalation of war, would you consider it a failure? And I'm like, God damn it, a 700 billion top 10 global assets like Bitcoin being considered a failure. What are those guys thinking?
Yeah, even seeing it just below 40,000 now with all that's going on, I'm like, man, that's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. People are all out there like throwing like, oh, the world's coming in. I'm like, no, we're in pretty good shape, folks.
You know what? Yeah. It's been pretty resilient. You know, we're at less than 40,000. It's not great, you know, given the fact that we had an explosive rally at the beginning of last year. Year over year, we're not looking too great. But hey, you know, 39,000 as we have a threat of nuclear war happening, that's not too bad, you know? So I think Bitcoin is still finding its feet. I think it's still finding its market. I think we're seeing more legacy finance involved, and that might be skewing things because they treat it as a risk-on asset. We're doing okay. I think just zoom out, you know?
That's not it. Of 2020, we were just at about 20,000. So I think this does to the results of Bitcoin. We're going to be getting in some Bitcoin, Ethereum, and give us the end. We are heading next. It is reform, and it may be very well aware. If you've been tuning in over the last couple of weeks, is going to, they think is going to in the ecosystem to be delivering you those. First, before we get into Marcel's segment, we have our market rundown where we get highlights across the sphere. So, Danilo, why don't you get us to highlights this? But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cointelegraph will be giving away that subscription of market to make upping your into the chat today. The market news rundown for this week. Another wild week in crypto. We're seeing institutions get involved. Charles Schwab getting in the game. What's up with that? I don't know, man. Marcel, you got some insights this week as to where we could be heading next, where Bitcoin could be heading, Ethereum. Dive deep into this analysis week, so I'm excited. Why don't we, Danilo, hand this over to Marcel, and let's get into the goods.
Okay, Benton. So we've seen Ethereum losing ground versus competitors, and we're not talking about a 5 or 10% in performance. So in the last 4 months alone, Ethereum was behind 25% of or more versus competitors. Danilo, can you share my trading view screen, please? So as you can see, Ethereum is the blue line here. So it's down 46% over the past 4 months. Meanwhile, the competition is down 18%, or even Luna, Terra is up 64%. But even if you take it off, Ethereum's underperforming by 25%. So what's going on here? Is it the high Ethereum fees? Are users abandoning the layer 1 and moving to layer 2? Are competing networks gaining ground after Ethereum transaction value stood above $12 on average? So the first thing we need to check is the average transaction fee on Ethereum. So it is how much you pay either to mint an NFT, how much you pay for a DeFi transaction, or whatever you do on Ethereum, you need to pay on layer 1, you need to pay the miners. And such fee peaked at $46 on average on January. It has been decelerating to $30 on average in February, and currently at $13. So you say, yeah, the fees are going down, but mate, $13 per transactions for the vast majority of users, for gaming sectors, for NFT, it's not possible. So maybe there's a case, thank you, Danilo, maybe 80% of the TVL is in the hands of a few people, and they don't really care about the fees because they have like 100 million or $10 million deposits over there on DeFi, and they do not care. But we need to understand if the majority of users, if the majority of dApps is migrating to layer 2 applications or competitors. So the first thing we need to check is the TVL, the total value deposited on Ethereum network. So the higher the DeFi deposits, the higher the TVL. So we need to see if there has been an exodus of money from Ethereum. Danilo, can you share my screen, please? So I'm going to show you guys DeFi Llama, which tracks the deposits on Ethereum smart contracts. I'm going to check it in Ethereum terms, because if I'm going to check it in US dollar terms, if Ethereum drops 40%, naturally, the TVL is going to drop 40%. But that's not the number I'm looking to. I want to see if there's Ethereum being withdrawn from those decentralized applications exclusively on Ethereum network. And you can see here that it has held a steady 32, 34, 35 million Ethereum deposited. So there has not been an exodus of TVL on Ethereum applications despite the $13 average fees. So next, as I said before, we need to check if the number of users measured by the number of addresses involved on DeFi is decreasing on Ethereum. And for that, we're going to use dApp Radar. So dApp Radar measures a bunch of networks and layer 2 applications and compares the number of users, the number of addresses, wallets involved on these DeFi applications. And as you can see here, out of the top 4 applications, none, not a single one of them runs on Ethereum. Why? Because of the high fees.
Wow.
So we have PancakeSwaps, we have Katana, we have Trader Joe, we have Radium, which are on Solana, Avalanche, running, Binance Chain. So I'm not saying that no one is using Ethereum. I'm just saying that the competitors are grabbing a large piece of cake right now because of the high fees. So thank you, Danilo. So right now, I do strongly believe that Ethereum is on a tough spot. Things could get ugly if competitors keep eating a piece of this pie.
Is there one competitor you think is actually kind of eating more of Ethereum's pie than other competitors?
I think it started out with Solana, but then it had problems of its own. And now we've seen Avalanche, for example, and Terra, Luna, gaining a lot of ground. So right now, my bets would be on Terra, Luna, and Avalanche blockchains.
Interesting. So I guess what is your insights for the future of Ethereum? Is this going to be like a slow crumble and a decay for Ethereum over time, or is there a certain point where Ethereum can actually regain traction once they roll out ETH2? What are your thoughts on that?
Benton, that's an excellent question, but I think Ethereum 2.0, they're not even using that name anymore because they're going to keep the beacon chain. What we have today is going to be kept in parallel with the new POS chain. So I think that there will be a market for Ethereum network because it's the most used and maybe the most secure and the most experienced. So less risky. If you are a bank, if you are a government, you want to develop on the most secure DeFi chain, and that's going to be Ethereum. But if you are developing an NFT, a game, or a DeFi application for smaller amounts, smaller users, yes, you're going to move to competing chains. But I don't think Ethereum 2.0, as people think that they're going to just simply plug a switch and, okay, the old network is out. Either you migrate your smart contracts to the new one of your out. That's never going to happen. They will always have the two running in parallels. So I don't think that it will necessarily die, but it's going to focus on applications that accept higher fees or that need more security.
Yeah, I
Very
think,
interesting
Marcel,
stuff.
ultimately we're going to see Ethereum's market share probably decline. I don't think anyone is anticipating a death of Ethereum per se, but the market share, its dominance, is likely going to erode because of this.
Well, yeah, I completely agree, Simon. As I've shown you, the top 4 applications, DeFi applications in number of users are already out of Ethereum, and that's a bad presage.
Has there been any kind of
So what is
projection
this?
as to what the fees on Ethereum are going to be once it actually goes proof of stake? Because I heard it's not actually going to be that much better, or like the throughput ain't going to be that much better.
I don't think they still have that answer because, again, that's going to depend on how many smart contracts migrate to the new chain and abandon the beacon chain. But moving to proof of stake, it's definitely going to make it from $13 to, I don't know, 20 cents, 10 cents, 1 cent. It's definitely going to be a significant reduction. But at the same time, what users are wanting right now on Ethereum is security. They're paying for security, and they'll keep doing that until they feel that Avalanche and Terra and whatever, they're as secure as Ethereum. But I don't think that's going to happen in 1 or 2 years. It takes time for you to prove that, yeah, my network is secure. Come use us.
Fascinating insights. What do you think this means for Bitcoin, though? With Ethereum kind of being that mainstay number 2 cryptocurrency, we think, will there be any kind of impact on Bitcoin because of this slow decay of ETH's market share?
Not really, Benton. Bitcoin is not fighting for that market. Yeah, there's layer 2, there's Lightning Network, but it's really not competing with DeFi applications, gaming, and NFT, and whatever's happening out there using smart contracts. It's a different league, so they're not directly competitors in that sense.
Yeah. And concerning that, Marcel, just for shits and giggles, because we like to talk about Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin and market capitalization. I know they don't compete with each other. There's a lot of debate out there about whether ETH could at least briefly overtake Bitcoin and market cap. Do you think that's going to be realistic or not?
No, because even if the banks and the government start using Ethereum networks, they will have their own coins. They will have their own liquidity pools, which you need to be vetoed to get in. So yeah, there could be a heavy use of Ethereum tokens and etc., but not necessarily the Ethereum per se. It's going to be a closed-end network.
Cool.
Awesome insights. Thank you for
nutshell,
sharing your thoughts.
I don't see it flipping Bitcoin or whatever. It's a different league.
Good deal. Well, you heard it first here, folks. The future of Ethereum. Excellent. And so I do want to thank our crowd, the numbers of folks watching today from around the globe. I see Vikram is back. He is in this show every week. Love to see you, Vikram. Thanks for tuning in today. I see Luciana, shout out. Cal Toro's in the chat today. We got Timothy tuning in. Tell us where you are tuning in from around the globe. We love having you here on the market report. You just heard Marcel give his insights based on the data of what he sees, what could be happening with Ethereum, and then also other L1s eating away at that market cap. Now, I want to jump into our big debate today. We're going to be talking about Terra Luna projects and where we think the most value is on this particular chain. For those who aren't familiar with Terra Luna, get ready because we're going to present some 3 solid projects today that we feel could be the most successful in 2022. And again, these are the expressed opinions of each individual panelist, and this is not sponsored content. So sit in, buckle up, and get ready. Sam Borsch is going to drop some knowledge on our dome today about StarTerra, STT. So Danilo, why don't you let Sam take it away?
All right, let's get this dog and pony show going. If we're talking about Terra, the Terra ecosystem, we know it's very exciting. There's a lot of opportunities. My top pick for top Terra ecosystem project right now is StarTerra, STT. So the reason is that StarTerra actually capitalizes on 3 of the biggest trends within blockchain. That's play to earn, NFTs, and staking. STT, StarTerra is a gamified launchpad for the Terra ecosystem that combines this play to earn, gamified NFTs, and multi-asset staking model. STT ecosystem allows users, also known as players, to participate against one another in teams that are called factions. So factions compete for resources in StarTerra's gamified world. Resources are basically various projects, native tokens that launch using this launchpad. So players can join factions based on tiers, and the tiers are based on how much STT that you can stake. Now, the good thing is that there's a low bar to enter the STT ecoverse. It's 500 STT for tier 1. There's tier 1 all the way to tier 5. Players can enjoy guaranteed rewards from tiers 2 to 5, in addition to lottery rewards for tiers 2 to 4. STT is also a governance token that allows stakers to influence all aspects of the platform's development, from yield, burn levels, buyback programs, etc. Now, if you're an investor, this is where it gets interesting. STT has a deflationary tokenomic model that's boosted by token burns, buyback programs, etc. Deflationary tokenomics are a boon to the price, as the scarcity impact tends to create a higher price point for those who currently hold the token. Holding STT allows you to earn passive income from staking as well as weekly airdrops. So users can receive STT simply by depositing UST, which, as we know, is one of the highest yielding stablecoins. STT uses Anchor's 20% interest rate, more or less. And in terms of investing, we know that central exchange listings for STT are coming. The TVL is currently a measly 10.4 million, very low circulating supply of less than 26 million. That leads it to being a very high reward potential project. That's my pick this week.
All right. Thank you, Sam, for presenting StarTerra. I know Marcel has some questions for you, Sam. So I'm going to let Marcel jump in here and let the games begin here, Marcel. Why don't we get this party started?
Okay, Benton. So I'm going to start with an easy question. Okay, Sam. So where exactly is the game taking part in any of this? All I see is a launchpad. So where exactly is the game?
Well, the Launchpad it allows for different projects to launch their gamified projects directly on StarTerra. So it provides the technology, the solutions for that.
Okay, so it's a gamified launchpad. So there's not really a game, not really strong incentives for people to play and access. Okay, understood. So that will take to my second question. So what differentiates this project from ICO bench? So what differentiates StarTerra from ICO evaluating or launchpad company where the founders get paid to shield projects but using a token? So show me the distinction.
The difference is StarTerra actually protects against pump and dump schemes. Let's kind of cut the bullshit and let's get straight to the point, right? pump and dump.
Let's do that.
StarTerra actually has incentives that go against this, right? It provides elongated support for projects that launch, and it allows for continuity. It actually incentivizes users to use the platform and also to remain vested over a period of 6 months or more. So again, I know these fears around pump and dump schemes are very relevant, but StarTerra has incentives that protect against that, or at least incentivize the continuing operation of projects that launch on the platform. I know at the end of the day, we can't always glean what the founders of any particular project's end goals are, but what we can do is create a platform that incentivizes them to act appropriately.
Danilo, can you
What's
can
the
you pull my
average,
screen
like-
real quick? Go ahead, Jordan.
I was gonna say, what's the average like user count? How many people are going on this site and participating?
Well,
daily?
I mean, it's still in development and it hasn't fully launched yet. So that's where we're at right now.
It's gonna launch before the end of the year, though, right?
Yeah.
Let me,
I'm not
let's
gonna promise
walk through this.
I'm not promising anything. All I'm saying is, if you're looking for a high return potential project, not investment advice, of course, that has a lot of traction, that has a growing community, very active Twitter community as well, this is a project you want to put on your radar, right? Because the TVL is still very low, the circulating supply is low, the tokenomics are there. It's building on one of the most vibrant ecosystems that we have right now. Very, very popular Terra, as we all know. So this is a potentially a high reward opportunity for those who want to get in early.
Yeah. This chart just screams everything I need to know. The good news is you may have found a bottom here on STT. So this could be a long-term value play. It's just been
you're marketing it for me. That's exactly right. I mean, we've had a bloodbath all across the board. This pathetic chart is no different. So, but we're investing in fundamentals here, guys. We're investing in value. We want value. We want fundamentals. We want opportunity. This is where STT.
I respect that.
Yeah,
I respect that, Sam.
Now, I mean, delete that chart now, okay? Before the voting starts, make sure that chart is gone.
I was gonna say, if you're tuning in today, we got the poll live at the end of all the presentations here, so make sure you're staying tuned. Let us know your thoughts in the comments today. We want to hear: is Sam onto something here with StarTerra? Did he find a gem inside the Terra ecosystem? Let us know what you think in chat. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let us know. I do have one question for you, Sam. So, if I'm not a gamer or if I'm not in the Launchpad space, why does this project provide value to maybe your average DeFi user or your average crypto investor? Why should I be considering StarTerra as a potential inside of the Terra ecosystem?
Well, if you're not a gamer, then move along, bud. I mean, move along. There's different sectors for different people. Move along. But if you're an investor, holding STT tokens carries all the benefits that I talked about. So, there's a lot of projects that we invest in. We're not necessarily in that sector per se, but we want to have exposure to that sector. So if you believe that gamified NFTs, the gamified blockchain sector within Terra has a value proposition, this is probably a token you want to have exposure to.
Okay. Any other questions for Sam today?
I think that's it.
Let's see. I'm looking in the chat. Nobody else has some questions in the chat today. That's okay. If you have questions for Sam, make sure we'll come back to him. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Cointelegraph. We're here Tuesdays, Market Report, 12 p.m. Eastern. We're giving away that 1-month subscription of Markets Pro. At the end of the show, drop your Twitter handle in the chat because we'll be looking. Those folks are asking good questions. You may get that 1 month free of Markets Pro. Sam, we appreciate you presenting to us StarTerra. What a great project. And hopefully a lot of people vote for that. But I'm also hoping a lot of people vote for this next project that I am about to present to you all. Get ready, folks. I might knock your socks off. So, Danilo, let's go ahead and jump into my pick for this week, Loop Finance. All right. Thanks to the recommendation of fellow panelist Jordan, I began dabbling with the Terra ecosystem a few months ago. And thanks to Jordan, I stumbled across this project called Loop.finance. The reason why I chose this project today is because I've personally used this product and I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience. Now, what is Loop Finance? Everyone wants to know. That's the burning question. I know Jordan, Sam, and Marcel were just, very, very anxious to hear about this today. So it's got its roots as the premier DEX inside of the Terra Luna ecosystem, but it is an all-encompassing, multifaceted product that is aiming to be the one-stop shop for everything DeFi, NFTs, and content creation on the Terra ecosystem. So let me give you the skinny here, folks. What's happening? Why is Loop Finance building so much momentum right now, in my opinion? Loop will be launching the world's first DeFi NFT marketplace. This is in their roadmap. This is happening. They're building. And what does this mean? Well, this includes LP bonds, yield-bearing NFTs, and NFTs linked directly to DeFi protocols such as Anchor. Anchor is a project that we covered earlier in this season of Market Report. So not only in this DeFi NFT marketplace, but guys, they're going to be launching content creators platform called Loop Community. So Loop Finance is not only just a DEX, but it's a DeFi NFT marketplace and it's a content creators platform. So with this Loop Community, it's an inbound content platform where content creators are rewarded by the community in LOOPR token for creating quality cryptocurrency content. Not only that, they're offering bounties to the community for creating educational content. And so that, to me, I think is the 1-2 punch where you get the actual content creation, you're getting reward for that, but they're also incentivizing folks to create educational content. And then, as you probably know, Loop Finance is a DEX, and this was the first AMM, automatic market maker, on the Terra network. So users can swap tokens, provide liquidity, farm, stake, and claim monthly airdrops. 25% of all swap transaction fees are used to buy Loop from the Loop DEX and distribute to stakers. So another incentive for you to get involved into Loop.finance. So quick rundown of the stats: 1 billion max supply of the native token Loop. This can be found and traded on TerraSwap. It is currently sitting at a scintillating 8 cents. So my recommendation is the platform and ecosystem itself, not the actual token. Again, not investing advice. I'm just telling you to take a hard look at this ecosystem here. And it's currently got a TVL of about 93 mil. And it offers a way for projects to create farms for their liquidity providers. So for me, that's what makes Loop Finance is the trifecta: the DEX, the NFT marketplace, and then the content creator platform. That's why I love Loop Finance. I rest my case. Any questions for today?
Yeah, what are they going to do to get all these content creators? Where are they going to? How are they going to attract all these content? I see that it's a popular thing now, but like you got like BitBoy going on certain times. That's about it. What are they going to do to attract content creators that are actually going to bring people to the community?
Jordan, one word: marketing. Marketing. Yeah, it takes a marketing giant to do this, man. They got to build the platform first. You got to build the NFT marketplace, which I think is.
Why are you guys bringing me projects that aren't even built yet? How are we going to know if they're going to survive in 22 if they're not even ready? Oh.
Because here's the deal, Jordan, is that you got to get in now before the hype actually goes live. And so it's, it's by
That's
the
what they
rumor,
said about
sell the
ICOs in 2018. Get in now. Get in early. Lose all your money. Yeah.
I personally have used Loop Finance, okay? Go ahead, Marcel.
I understand. You just said that it was the first AMM DEX on Terra. But somehow, DeFi Llama shows a merely $94 million TVL, barely the number 9 or number 10 on the Terra ecosystem. So what's going on here?
I'll tell you what's going on, Marcel. It's the lack of marketing, okay? And I will tell you that does appear to be a weak point. And you know what? If Loop Finance wants to hit me up, maybe we can set up a call. Maybe we can talk strategy. Maybe we could fix that. And then next thing you know, they're off to the races. You're talking $1 billion TVL in under 6 months.
I mean, Ben, we're talking about projects with significant upside, and you're presenting me with another DEX and NFT market. Like, it's just been so saturated with this stuff, and this is the pick: a DEX and an NFT market. Come on.
It's not just a DEX, Sam. This is an entire ecosystem. You're talking NFT marketplace. And tell me this, what other NFT marketplace have you been using on Terra? Okay, that's what I thought. And this is not just an NFT marketplace. It's a DeFi NFT marketplace with a content creators platform. So they're trying to go for the triangle. So think of the triangle, DEX in one corner, NFT marketplace in the other one, and then content creators creates a triangle. And that triangle means success.
What's the biggest NFT project on Terra that I want to go and use an NFT marketplace for?
You're probably looking at it.
Look at what Vikram just said. Loop volume
So-
not even 60.
So let's cut the BS. So let's cut the BS. If you were the marketing manager or the CMO on
Yeah.
Loop, what exactly would you be doing? What would be the first 3 steps?
First 3 steps, I'll give it to you right now. It starts with your social media infrastructure. Then it starts with your community management infrastructure. And then it starts with your partnerships, your influencers, your KOLs, in getting out into the communities at large. And so those are the 3 building blocks I think that it takes for any kind of marketing roadmap. And then you also got to take into account, like, what audiences are you talking to? And so it seems to me like they're trying to capture these big audiences, and they just haven't really done that yet. Terra, the ecosystem, I think is building, it's growing. I'm super bullish on the actual ecosystem. I love the branding, the marketing of Loop Finance. I just think it's like, get the legwork done. Got to hit the ground running, got to hit, get everything in motion. And I'm sure they are. It's just like, we got to step it up a little bit.
And on the other way, can you name a good example, maybe outside of Terra ecosystem, but an example of marketing company that's been doing a good job?
I think Cointelegraph does a great job.
That's
but
not
in particular,
fair, dude. a project, a DeFi
All right,
project,
Velis,
or an
Velis.
NFT project.
I'll give you a perfect example. L1, Velis. We talked about Velis, and I think they heard us. Okay, because as soon as I started talking about Velis, their marketing campaign was just blitzing across the internet.
Check it out.
So they listen to us, All right. Any other questions? I feel like it's the triangle. And if you're not voting for Loop Finance today, I can't help you out here, folks. We're introducing you new projects from the Terra ecosystem. I'm super bullish about Loop Finance. Personal user, okay? Love the product, love the service. Lots of good stuff in the pipeline. Make sure you vote for it at the end of our segments today. All right. We're going to move on now that everyone's completely grilled me on Loop Finance and just shat upon my pick today. We're going to move into Jordan's pick for this week. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you're chiming in the chat. We're going to be giving away that 1-month subscription of Markets Pro. I see Vikram's coming in hot today. He's throwing shade all over the place. Vikram, stay hot. We're going to get into Jordan's segment now. Danilo, take us away.
Okay, the Luna-based project that I chose to outperform the others in 2022 is Mirror Protocol. Mirror Protocol is a decentralized synthetic asset protocol built by Terraform Labs on the Terra blockchain. The project has been decentralized since day one, even gave an airdrop to earlier supporters. And the on-chain treasury makes all the decisions as far as code changes, or the token holders make all decisions as regards to the on-chain treasury and code changes approved for the protocol. Mirror is currently the 6th ranked protocol by total value locked on Terra, with 595 million currently locked on the protocol. Even though DeFi has kind of been in the dump since it peaked earlier in 2021, the sector is primed to stage a comeback, in my opinion, and Mirror will be there to fill the need for people who want exposure to the traditional markets, but in a decentralized setting. Assets on the protocol mirror versions of real-world assets by reflecting the exchange price on-chain. Some of the popular stocks currently supported by Mirror Protocol include Apple, Airbnb, Amazon, Microsoft, PayPal, and Tesla, to go along with support for the major cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polkadot. The simple interface allows users to open long or short positions for all supported assets with UST as the underlying payment asset. Mirror also enables the fractionalized ownership of high-priced assets while also providing an open access and censorship resistance enjoyed by other crypto assets. The current circulating supply of Mirror is 77.7 million tokens out of a max supply of 370.58 million. The protocol has nearly 100,000 followers on Twitter, Its price is currently down 88% from its all-time high, but to me that suggests that this is a good spot for accumulation because the fundamentals behind the project remain strong and price momentum will return once the crypto market heats up again. And again, we've been talking a lot about NFT marketplaces and all this other stuff, but NFTs on the downward trend. People aren't too hot on it. Like DeFi is going to come back, and people want to get out of the stock markets and all these legacy financial institutions, and this is a perfect bridge to get exposure to stocks, but in a crypto setting. So, Mir is my pick for Luna.
Wow, the hottest of all takes. The NFTs are going to decline. I don't know if I'm on board with that, Jordan. All right, Marcel.
No, they already are. I get emails every day like NFT popularity is trending down.
Gary V would say differently. Marcel, jump in.
Oh, you're muted.
Marcel, you're on mute. You're on mute, bro.
So my question is not really specific on Mirror project, but it's definitely going to affect it more than others. Because, as you've said, it has a lot of synthetic assets, including US listed stocks. And we've seen the SEC and the American governments and regulators blocking users on DeFi applications. So how is Mirror going to protect from that, from having to block half of the world?
Well, can the U.S. block people from other countries from using Mirror? I mean, they might be able to block U.S. citizens, but all the people that want exposure to the stocks that aren't U.S. citizens can use this as a way, and the U.S. government can't really come in and be like, you're blocked. And if like VPNs and stuff like that are possible too. I'm not advocating for anything, but this is a really good, especially you just made it a point even better. For people that live outside the U.S. that want to get access to like a Tesla stock or something, this offers a really good decentralized opportunity.
Because we've seen countless of times experiments like that failing because of regulations. I don't know how they do disconnect servers or whatever, go after the developers or after the users and sue them, but the US government will never allow that. So either it's fully decentralized, it doesn't rely on Infura, it doesn't rely on centralized service, or it's just going to die. That's my opinion.
Well, it is. It claims to be a fully decentralized system. So, yeah, it's decentralized. Again, the tokens early on were airdropped. I remember if I even got some, I sold them a long time ago, but I'm thinking about getting some more now.
Such conviction there. You sold them a long time ago. See? I mean,
yeah, the whole market, when the DeFi market took off, I'm like, let's take some profits, Jordan. Let's not hodl from like $1 million down to $10, you know?
All I'm saying, guys, is anything synthetic assets. I mean, I still haven't broken even on my synthetics. Remember the synthetics token? I still haven't broken even on my bag there. That market is highly volatile. The adoption isn't there. It's very nascent. No one is coming from legacy finance to degen into synthetic assets on Terra or on DeFi in general. So I think we're a tad premature here. By a tad, I mean we're a lot premature, Jordan.
Are you sure, Sam? Because I'm pretty sure some people up in Canada are looking for decentralized opportunities now because they're like, oh, crap. Yeah, true. Maybe not yet, but current world events are starting to nudge people in that direction. And this project has been around for at least a year, as far as I recall, and it's more established. It actually has a working product out there where you guys can go and put it on. It's not in development like your guys' project. So I'm just saying.
Oh, a working product. Okay. It's overrated.
Yeah, Yeah, you can deposit UST and open a long or short on Tesla or Google or all these other ones. Yes, working.
My question is this: can't these be seen as securities in the United States, even though they're synthetic derivatives?
Probably, yeah. They are based on securities. Like, well, if you want to get more shits and giggles about it, what percentage of actual tokens are securities if you go by these definitions? Most crypto assets are securities.
I mean, it's a Howey test, though, right?
We're all kind of like, I'm gonna buy that because it's gonna go up. Most of us are doing that, you know. And people are gonna be like, that's a security. So if you want to get into this regulatory talk, okay. I'm just saying decentralized economies are built so we don't have to worry about regulators. So there you go.
So, translation: stay the hell away for now.
I mean, I like the idea of it. It's nice to be like, oh, this is cool. I don't have to go to Charles Schwab E-Trade to go buy a stock, but I can do it in a decentralized fashion. So I can appreciate that aspect of Mirror. I do have concerns though. What, like, are they based in the U.S.? Like, could a Uniswap situation happen where regulators step in and are like, "Hey, Uniswap, like most of your teams here in the U.S., so we're gonna shut down this aspect of your company."
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah, and that could go the same with all these projects that we're listening. You got Launchpad over here because they're not going to have any problems with Launchpads, right?
It's a gamified Launchpad.
That makes it so much better.
Let the mudslinging begin, folks.
Fall under the regulatory purview of the government. So I don't know why you guys are bringing this up now.
Vikram brings up a great point. He says every nation seems to be skeptical about the DeFi segment. Vikram, excellent observation. If I could give you 10 months free of Markets Pro, I would. Vikram, love you, buddy. All right, folks. Any other questions for Jordan today? We're all set. Okay, Jordan, I think that was an excellent presentation. Very interesting project. Like I said, you always have the alpha when it comes to new projects. So got to have a lot of respect for that. We are going to be putting up the poll here shortly while we go through our Markets Pro. The two tokens that you should have been watching this week, our Newsquake Alert and Vortex, was able to catch these heaters for you. And we're going to walk through those. So go ahead and vote in the live poll. I think that's going to go live shortly. We'll get word from our producer here when that does go live, and make sure you're voting. It is between StarTerra, Loop Finance, and Mirror. I think we have a couple of victories to both Jordan and myself, and I think Sam also has a couple of victories as well. Let's see if we can break the heated race here between who can get the most victories in our debate battle. But first, let's go ahead and get into Markets Pro this week, the two tokens you should have been watching. Don't FOMO into Anchor Protocol, because that is one of the tokens that we had that showed up on the Newsquake alerts this week. So Newsquakes are the automated alerts that instantly notify users when market moving events happen. And this week, Anchor Protocol's launch on Binance Staking with up to 40% annual percentage yield fit the bill perfectly for this one. You see the chart, you see the Newsquake on the bottom left-hand side with that red circle. What happened? Well, this announcement delivered the Markets Pro subscribers a near instant Newsquake that was sourced from the platform's Twitter account. So price started at $3.79 when the news hit, picking up steam following the announcement. 18 hours later, ANC's price reached $4.90. Then it pushed even higher, breaching the $6 mark by March 5th. You see that. That's a 40% gainer. That's a huge move. And if you would have gotten in on that Newsquake alert, you would have seen this. Anchor Protocol. This was one we covered on the show a couple weeks ago. Jordan picked it. I got to say, Jordan has been on the hot picks recently. But when it comes to the next token, we had WAVES. Have you heard of this one? Trading under the ticker WAVES. Our Vortex score is a comparison between the current market conditions and social conditions of those in the past. This week, we saw that 77 light up, and this isn't typical. So Vortex score of 80 or above is considered constantly bullish. Conversely, a low Vortex score means below 30 indicates historically bearish conditions. This one flashed up 77. And so in this case, WAVES, which on March 5th lit up two green Vortex peaks, both at 77, but it failed to breach the coveted 80 mark. Even though the model didn't absolutely have the confidence that it normally does, the arrangement that it saw meant that it was historically bullish. So scores still hinted at a good chance that it was the case. So 40 hours after this news, or this Vortex score alert, we saw that token's price shoot up from $18.31 all the way up to $23.96 in less than a day. That's a 20% gainer, folks. That's the power of Markets Pro, and that's why we're giving away 1 month subscription of this today for folks that are dropping their Twitter handles in the chat. Make sure you're doing that today. We definitely want to make sure we got folks, the poll is live. We're voting. We're telling you the two tokens you should have been watching. Does anyone have any closing thoughts while we're waiting for this poll to finish up here today? What are our takes on what's happening in the world right now? We've been in kind of this consolidation around the markets. Is there any sight of us pumping anytime soon? Curious to know, what is everyone's thoughts on this one? Marcel, what do you think?
Okay, Ben. So for Bitcoin, yes, it's going to be a test. If it's going to survive inflation, if it's going to survive eventual escalation of war. It's the first time Bitcoin is really experiencing a potential generalized market crisis with S&P maybe, I don't know, coming down 20-30% from the peaks. It's the first time we've seen that happen. But what one needs to consider is that if Bitcoin really functions as a store of value, as a means of exchange, it's not because of a 40% drop in 1 month. You need to check the price yearly, if it's sustaining, if the market is growing, if the number of companies and countries accepting Bitcoin as official currency are growing. So adoption is more important than a 40% drop. And we've seen adoption going up. So I'm pretty confident, but I don't think we should check the price every 2 or 3 months to see if it's working as a digital gold. It doesn't work like that. It took gold like 100 years to build its reputation, not 2 years, not 4 years.
Interesting. We got the poll up. StarTerra and Mirror Protocol are at a dead tie right now. Both have 44%. Loop Finance Day. What happened, folks? Nobody didn't like Loop. I thought I gave a pretty good pitch, but maybe not. No, folks, I need like a couple more people to vote here. This could be our first tie. I don't know. I don't know how much time we have left on the poll. Adrian, do you know how much time we have left? Let's see. All right. Well, we're going to give it 1 more minute, he said. So we have 1 more minute on the poll. It is neck and neck, 45% right now between StarTerra and Mirror Protocol. I see Jordan and Marcel logging into their extra YouTube accounts to try to get the extra votes in today.
Guys, vote,
yeah.
vote.
1 more minute. While we're waiting here, why don't we go ahead and select our 1 month free Markets Pro winner chicken dinner for today. Let's see, Vikram. I don't see your Twitter handle in there today, or else I would have given it to you. Let's see, guys. Do you want to pick Ben P or YS6425? The choice is yours.
Let's wait a minute for Vikram. Otherwise, we have to give to YS6425 because he asked it earlier.
That's true. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and issue out this winner chicken dinner for the Markets Pro.
The poll is complete.
And the poll, folks, we had over 3 million people vote in the poll. Oh my goodness. And it's 45% tied between StarTerra and Mirror Protocol. This is a historical day. This is our first ever tie on Markets Report debate. Unbelievable. I can't believe this out of all the votes that happen out there today. I guess this is a co-champion situation today between Sam and Jordan. But first, I think our winner today is going to be YS6425.
No, Vikram just posted.
I think Vikram was our winner last week, though.
Yeah,
okay. Vikram's, I think, won like a couple times now. But Banash, it looks like at BENAASH, you're going to be our month's free subscription to Markets Pro winner today. All right, I'm going to hand this over to our co-champions today. Jordan and Sam really stated their case. Why don't you guys take the floor for our concluding thoughts for today's show?
You can go first, Sam.
You want me to go first?
He yields.
Well, I mean, I think you were asking about the structure of the market earlier, Benton. Listen, yeah. I've been, throughout my time in crypto, there's been times where I've been really, really worried about crypto and Bitcoin and where we're going. This isn't one of them. As Marcel mentioned, there's really no point in timing the market. I don't really have any insight on where we're going to go, but I recently read a report from Pantera Capital that said that over the past 10 years, the S&P 500 has had major drawdowns, and there has been strong correlation with Bitcoin. But in average, that correlation breaks after 71 days or so. So we could at some point be seeing a decoupling, which could actually benefit Bitcoin and allow it to demonstrate its utility as a risk-off asset or as a alternative asset. So I don't know how it's going to happen, but overall, my perspective of the market is generally positive. Just don't get bogged down in the day-to-day movements.
Yeah, I'd have to kind of agree
Jordan.
with Sam in that. Like, I'm not too concerned about where the market's at. This is the first time that Bitcoin and cryptos have been presented with a major war on the planet. But I think Bitcoin was kind of created for these kind of situations. We got issues with banking going on around the world, people questioning what governments are doing. So this is kind of the time for cryptocurrency to shine. I think you'll see some projects pop off just because of where they're like Waves was a big project in Russia. I was aware of that for a couple of years. So that's part, besides of their interoperability features they're integrating right now, they might be getting a lot of play because of people and Russian citizens kind of jumping on that bandwagon. So we don't know where it's going to lead necessarily, but I think over the long term, cryptos are going to stay strong and continue upwards, especially as governments keep printing money and people are uncertain about the state of the world. They're going to kind of flee to safety, and there will be a lot of people going to gold, but I think the newer generations are going to start to flock to cryptos.
Marcel, any closing thoughts for today?
Well, I agree with everything Sam just said about not trying to time the market. Even experts doing that for over a decade sometimes miss it. And when we're talking about the volatility of crypto, which is over 60% per year, especially if you're trying to leverage that, you're going to end up broke. So don't do that. So just pick your top 5 coins and make some purchases every month.
I would agree with that. Now is the time for accumulation across the board. You pick the projects that you think are going to survive the longest. And I got 3 words for you today. Buy and hold this guy right here, Bitcoin. All right. Thank you all for joining today's show. Market Report. This has been a blast. Like and subscribe, Cointelegraph. We are here on Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time, we will see you next Tuesday. Over and out.